Greetings everyone, my name is Buck Business, and today I'll be reviewing Into the Badlands Season 2, Episode 6, Leopard Stalks in the Snow. So we begin this episode seeing the corpses from the previous episode with Jade being knocked down on the floor, and we're seeing everything within slow motion and with that noise effect of a ringing sound. She sees Quinn taking out any remaining clippers that somehow managed to survive the explosion. But he doesn't kill her, though. Instead, brings her inside. Meanwhile, Baji and Sunny request a healer inside this drug house-like area. And we also see that Vale is still on the run while she's seeing that she's being chased after taking a short break. She continues to carry baby Henry and she tries to hide, and somebody covers her mouth and allows her to get away from that situation. So Jade is, as I mentioned, left inside with Quinn, and they have a little bit of a talk. It's mostly Quinn just making his threats and then sort of getting to her and then kissing her. It was a bit odd, but we'll see where that goes. So, meanwhile, back with Sunny, he's requesting oil, and he says that they can't go anywhere as it's getting late, so they decide that they're going to stay a little bit longer within the area that they are in. And then we cut to Tilda, who I believe was talking to Matricia, I think that was her name. And they talk about Tilda's past and how she was with another Baron, and Patricia talks about how she was with various other Barons. So when Tilda talks about her past, she talks about being taken advantage of by her Baron and how the widow essentially saved her. So Matricia shows her passion by kissing Tilda, and Tilda accepts this and they kiss each other. So I don't know if this will be a relationship that will continue to build or not. I'm not sure quite yet, but we shall see. So, we see that there are trucks bringing in newcomers to the Butterfly group, and Vale is actually with them, so she gets to join the Widow. So she does request to see the Widow and talk to her. We then cut to MK, whose story is once again shifting, which again, I'm not really a fan of. I thought they were going in one direction and they shifted it, and now they are shifting it again, which is, again, just a little odd. So anyways, he's eating carrots as he's been hungry, and then he gets attacked. And then the guy who attacks him is saved by Ava, who finally comes to his aid. She finally decides to follow him, so they're off together. So now Waldo promises that Vale will be safe, as for the moment anyway. So the Widow is asking Vale for Quinn's location, as well as to translate this book, and when Vale can't keep up with all these promises, later on in the episode we shall see what happens. So, anyways, MK and Ava, I believe, make it to the same broken down hotel that Sunny was at. So MK didn't go dark when he was bleeding. When he fought the other guy, he was bleeding, and he didn't go dark. And they keep moving, and I'll just skip ahead to say that this whole going dark thing seems a little, again, that shift in character change seems a bit odd. Like, in the previous episodes, there didn't seem to be any indication that this would happen, so again, just that offsetting changed shift, once again happening with MK's character. I'm not a particular fan of it. I wish if there was a hint, it would have been a little bit more obvious, even if it's meant to be placed later. I think they could have at least given us something to indicate that this was happening, but it didn't seem like it. Anyways, moving forward. So while his uh, thing isn't working, Baji notices the car pull up. He says it's a bad situation. And the monks that we finally learned their group name, which I believe was Abets or Abats, or something like that. So I'll just call them Abets. I think that's what they were referred to as. They're looking around for MK, and of course, again, they're in the same area as Baji and Sunny. So Sunny is hiding as these abbots are looking around. And then we cut back to the widow, who sends a note to meet with Quinn one-on-one. Then we get a solitary moment with MK sitting with Ava, talking about the location that they are currently in and how things just aren't that great anymore. So MK tells the truth about how he killed his mom and how he remembered that. And then Quinn's group, not just him by himself, invades the widow's place. So he kills one of his people, and Tilda makes out even. So after that, Quinn does decide to talk one-on-one, and he requests to have Vale and the baby. So the widow, I think, considered that very heavily, obviously, as later in the episode implies. Quinn goes away with that threat in mind, and then MK wanted to find this place that he found on the locket that he had, and he found it on a magazine, and he said how it was real. I believe the place was called Azrael or something of that nature. I'm not 100% sure about that one. Anyways, the abbots come in and one of them turns on the light, and MK and Ava have to sneak about. They try to find the back way. And then Sunny finally sees MK, so now they are reunited. But unfortunately, the abbots find them. So the fight begins, and Sunny fights one of them that are on the stairs, and MK and Ava are fighting the other two that chased them from earlier. Ava turns into that dark, her eyes turn dark, and then theirs turn dark as well, so they have the same ability to go into that mode. Thus, Sunny is knocked out. Ava is also hit hard. And then that led to the abbots essentially killing her. Baji came back with the car as he was so fearful earlier on in the episode. And then we discover that he is related to one of the abbots. So that came into light. So Ava, I believe, killed one of them before meeting her, and so after we find out Baji was an abbot, or a former abbot at one point or another, Sunny kills the other one. And but that was only after Baji did this special attack, which I guess paralyzed him. So we finally see that the widow gives up Vale. And then we see that Ava has died, which, again, I don't know if this show is going to have one of those moments where it brings the character back later on or not. So for now, we'll just say she is dead for this episode. But Sunny was hit by one of the main monk of that group, or the main abbot of that group, and he suddenly fell unconscious, and that was the end of the episode. While I do like most of the episode in the latter half, as I said, MK's journey going back and forth and just shifting all the time is something that I think is making it a little bit more difficult to follow. But that being said, while his path is still unclear, we shall see what comes of everything else. I am looking forward to everything else, but again, just going back to MK, I feel like his story is a little bit all over the place. So, that is my review of this episode. If you liked it, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, farewell, everyone.